The other danger is the war scenario. And I've been saying on my site that that people say, well, they're going to end up dividing Ukraine down the middle. Oh, well, really? That Russia's going to allow NATO to have in the western half of Ukraine, they're going to allow them to have missiles and troops and defensive capabilities and offensive capabilities. A NATO country pulled right up to their border. Do you think that's going to happen?
Have you thought for a minute what the IMF is about to do to let's call it the Western Ukraine? I mean, they're going to lend them the money they need, and the money they need is $37 billion, not $15 billion, because you got the 2015 payment to consider. They're going to do the same thing they did to Greece. The people in Western Ukraine are going to be screaming to be Russians in about 6 months without any problem. The retiree now getting $165 a month under the IMF plan will get $80 a month. You think he's going to be happy to be in the so-called free Western Ukraine? He's going to want to be a Russian. There's literally no question that the IMF will take care of delivering the rest of the Ukraine to Putin by their economic requirements when making a loan.
He's massing. They've been massing troops on the border. The Russians have on the Ukrainian border. Do you think he invades, or do you think he waits?
Listen, you see a guy riding on a horse without a shirt on, okay? You see him at a gun show looking at guns. You see him holding a gold bar. You don't have to be a genius to know you can't push him. This is a KGB guy. This is a guy who has no conscience. This is a person who would put his mother in the microwave for $5. You push this guy hard on the Belarus border, you're going to have Russians coming across the border. I mean, God forgive them, for they know not what they do. We're being pushed by a group who have an ideology that wants war. And we don't have the mental capacity in other leadership to recognize that Russia has the upper hand. The petrodollar is the singular most important factor that exists in economics today, bar none. And Russia's got it right by Russia has it in their hand and can in a moment's notice retaliate in a way that would bring in a market crash in the Dow, the likes of which you've never seen in your life.
Brilliant in its simplicity. We just accept payment in any currency. Oh, we can't use the SWIFT system? Even if they still can use the SWIFT system, they can just say, you know what, we've decided we want payment. We accept payment in anything. Rupee, real, yuan, euro. We take payment in everything. We no longer take payment exclusively in dollar, with or without the SWIFT system. You're saying that would kibosh the economy in the U.S., spike inflation, and cause gold to renew its bull market trend.
There's no other possibility that except those results. They have a stronger tool than the SWIFT system. If we didn't reinstate them in the SWIFT system in a week, the entire environment would collapse.
Even if we don't take them away from the SWIFT system, they could just simply say, we want to sell our oil and natural gas in any currency. Couldn't they do that?
This is why I've been trying to get my editor to put a cartoon in which Uncle Sam shoots himself in the foot. And it says on top, he's got a target on his foot. His foot's up in the air. Now, my editor won't put it in because, he's very, very sensitive to people's feelings. But the truth is that to take Russia out of the SWIFT system is to put a bullet right in the U.S. foot. They have an ability to reciprocate in a manner that could cause us a total collapse, especially because of the derivative market, which is so tied to interest rates.
You're saying that they could retaliate and completely collapse the U.S. economy?
They have in their hand the ability to turn the U.S. economy upside down and into collapse. There's no question about it whatsoever. You could wave a flag all you want, but the truth of the matter is they have the power.
That is a stunning prediction.
It's a reality. I mean, it's not something you'd like to predict. It is simply a reality. Greg, we've killed people over the petrodollar. If you don't think Libya didn't have a great deal to do with wanting to take payment for energy in any currency, you simply haven't been reading the history of it. You know it. I know it. We know what they do for the petrodollar. You call it humanitarianism. It is like the Dickens humanitarianism. It's bombs to protect the petrodollar. What Putin has right now is a tool so powerful that it's almost unthinkable. He doesn't need nuclear bombs. He's got a nuclear economic bomb. that he can set off at any time without having to launch a missile.